What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. And my name is Lincoln, and I'm the owner and operator of Ariel Tech Services. And the topic of today is going to be starting a business during the economic collapse and pandemic will attract more haters. So these are kind of like the questions I've been getting asked from a few people, and I believe that this is very, very important for us to really think about. Um, Again, I'm gonna just explain this that it is really not etched in stone that this will actually work, but there's a good chance, just basically on my research and research that has been conducted and from experience as well too, that it's gonna increase your chances in becoming successful once we recover from this, which we will actually recover from this pandemic. So let's dive right on in. Um, the interesting part is this is like the worst economic collapse and pandemic in history. Like literally the worst since the Spanish flu that has happened, which is about, I think it was like about maybe 90, 100 years ago, around that same time. So there's really the people who were alive during the Spanish flu time. I don't think they're really living anymore, and I don't think they really carried on their story on how they recovered from it and da 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 da. So it is our duty to figure out how to recover from the situation ourselves. So here we go. Um, one of the questions that was asked is it a good idea to start a business during the pandemic or when the pandemic recovers? So my answer to that is yes. Yes and no to a certain point. Maybe like a certain percent of it is no, but it depends on what kind of business that you want to start. It all depends on top of that. But most of the time, if you're really passionate about your business and you're really confident that it would actually work, it's most of the time it's actually gonna work. I'll say maybe like 95, 99% of the time it's actually gonna work. Um, the reason why I say that is like during this pandemic, and I have mentioned that in previous videos as well too, I use this time to my advantage on and the what you got to think about is the people that were forced to close down their businesses. Remember, when everything opens back up again, those customers are going to need somewhere to go. So if you start the business now or at least prep it for when that time does come, at the minimum just prep it. You're gonna succeed as soon as everything opens up again. There's a good chance you're gonna make it. You increase your odds of making it because, like I said, those customers gotta go somewhere. Um, Let me give you a perfect example. Like for me, one of my companies that I own is a roadside service. So I do towing, vehicle maintenance, tire changes, tire plugs, battery swaps, whatever it is. I do that for part of my recovery, part of my roadside service company. So I had the option since my roadside service took a nosedive, the income took a nosedive during the pandemic. I could have liquidated and sold all my assets and just been like, you know what, it is what it is. I could have just done that, but no, because I have a vision. And what my vision was is I looked at it, I thought about it, and I was like, well, and I started studying what was happening with the realtors. Now, the realtors that I've been talking to were saying that, and when I looked at the charts on top of there, condo sales took a nosedive. Condo sales was actually down, but housing sales were up. So the reason why that was happening is because of the coronavirus and the pandemic, people didn't want to be in common areas. If you live in a condo type environment, you're going to be exposed to common areas and you have a better chance of catching the virus. You got to share the elevator with everybody, you got to share the common areas, share the swimming pool, share everything with everybody else, which is going to increase your chances of catching the virus as well. So most people are opting out from condominiums and they're buying houses to live inside because houses is it's a lot easier to social distance and you can sit down in your front yard and not worrying about the next person sneezing on something of yours and you just put up a fence around the yard or whatever it is that they do. Now, let's apply that the same thing with my roadside service. Now, a lot of people use the public transportation, such as buses, trains, uh, taxis, so forth and so forth. Now, a lot of people, because of the pandemic, a lot of people are opting out if they have the chance to. They're opting out of how do I say that? Of doing of taking the public transportation. That they're opting out. So they're not taking the buses anymore. They're not um taking the trains as much anymore. It's not You're not really seeing that much people. And the reason so they gotta have transportation somehow. So what do they wind up do? They wind up buying bikes, mopeds, cars, motorcycles. So the more people that buys cars, the more these cars are gonna break because majority of people don't know about cars. They don't know about how to maintain it or what to do when they do get a flat, how to change out the spare tire, how to change the battery. Most people don't know that kind of stuff. So the more cars that people buy, cars are gonna break, tires are gonna come flat, batteries are gonna die, people are gonna lock their keys in the car. It's just how it is since I've been in a roadside service. I mean, I see it happen all the time, but it's gonna be increasing because more people are buying cars. So in other words, I'm preparing for that time when that time actually does come. So that's just a basic just something to think about. Like I said, it's just a theory of mine that I have. It's not etched in stone, but it's more of a guide. And I'm very confident it's actually work. And it's kind of common sense too. If you know how to market yourself, you really know how to market and know what to look for when you are doing these kind of things, you shouldn't have any problem at all. You should. You just got to be open-minded about it and think outside the box. That's all it is. Just think outside the box and make sure that you do your diligence as well to do your ground intelligence. In the business field they call it ground intelligence, and do your study, do your homework on that as well too. um, the second thing that the common question that I get asked is, if they do open up a business, will it attract more haters? Will more people be envious, or will more people kind of look down on them because of that? Hate to bring it to you, but the answer is yes. It actually is going to increase more haters. Because if you really look at, if you understand the psychology of it, how the brain actually works, these people who were previous, because you're not only going to get it from the mediocre people who just are just going along with the herd, but you may actually catch criticism from the ex-business owners that ran a business. So it's going to increase the haters that it is out there. This is like really, really increase it. The reason why I say that is if you understand how the brain actually works, if you are a business owner, let's just say, um, give you a perfect example, like a auto detailer, and then you spend your whole entire life savings in purchasing all these auto detailing equipment. Um, you purchasing the spot for it, and then you just invested your whole life in that. And all of a sudden, the whole entire economy shuts down, and you don't get any business for like 3 to 4 months, forcing you forcing you to close down your business. Um, Naturally your mind is going to picture that situation as a traumatic event that has actually happened. So your mind is a defense mechanism that's going to protect your body. It's the same thing if somebody is trying to come and attack you. You have that physical defense, which is the the fight or flight response. It's either going to prepare you to fight or it's going to prepare you to run. Your brain does the same exact thing too. So your brain is going to download that traumatic incident, that situation that has happened, and it's going to put it back in your brain where you're not going to think about it. Just because you don't think about it, it doesn't mean that it drifted away. No, it didn't. Your mind is setting it aside. So even if the thought of them or anybody else starting a business crosses that path, your brain is naturally going to upload that information and it's going to tell you, remember what happened to you the last time you started a business. you went through this traumatic time, you filed for bankruptcy, they repoed your car, they almost foreclosed on your house, whatever all the bad things that it happens, your brain is gonna reinstate that. Your brain is gonna tell you that, and your body is naturally gonna react to what your brain is saying because it's your brain's way of protecting you from getting hurt again and going through all that stress again. So they're naturally gonna try to stop you from opening up a business if you ever decide on opening up a business. And on top of that, you get these haters out there that just because they never experienced in opening a business that they're gonna stop you too. So it kind of it's gonna really increase the odds of people trying to sandbag you if you are trying to open your business. So I made a video on that on how to eliminate haters as well too, and you can look through it. I'm not too sure what the title is. You just gotta kind of just shift to the videos until you actually do find it. But yeah, that's pretty much what what my theory on it is. So I hope this advice actually really helps you. And if you like my videos, just like it. If you want to share it, or if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to share. Like I mentioned to everybody, this video is meant to be shared with everyone to encourage people to achieve their fullest potential. If you have any questions for me, and just feel free to ask me, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions for you. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.